Hi, my name is Pete Brown, and today I'd like to show you the expansion port adapter I made for the original 8-bit Nintendo. If you look under the Nintendo, you'll see a port. Normally there's a snap-in cover as well as a plastic plate covering this thing, but as you can see, I removed the cover and took diagonal cutters, trimmed around the plate, and removed it. This is a 48-pin port. It's a proprietary Nintendo design. Unfortunately, Nintendo never made any peripherals that took advantage of it, and which means that they never really mass-produced a male connector that interfaced with this thing. I looked at a few parts suppliers over the last year or so, could not find anything that was even close to it. The only thing I could find close to it was an ISA slot. Your run-of-the-mill 8 16-bit ISA slots that you'd see on old IBM clone machines, and anything from the mid to late 80s, early 90s, some of them. Long story short, I spent a good bit of time trying to come up with a reliable way to turn this into something that would fit in here. What I came up with was this two-piece adapter. If you look at the top portion, you'll see that it has slightly beveled edges right there, which match the corners on the front side of the NES. This first board here, I made an EXP to IDE connector, or adapter here, with a 3.3 volt regulator on board. This works well if you only use a 40-pin IDE cable, but unfortunately if you use an 80-pin, they cross over ground pins internally, and so it ended up smoking one of the Nintendos. But yeah, there's a price for everything. Moving on, I made the next board, which is a 50-pin to 48-pin adapter. This has a 1-to-1 pin ratio. There's, for every 48 pins under the Nintendo, it goes to one of the 50 pins on this adapter. The pin 50 on this adapter goes to the 3.3 volt onboard regulator. It's a switching regulator and not an LDO, so it doesn't generate a lot of heat or draw any unnecessary current. A quick close-up here. I made this one about a week ago. Yep, May 13th. And there's that. So, usage is pretty simple, really. Just take it, pop it in the bottom of the Nintendo, and plug in a SCSI cable. And the SCSI cable then goes to whatever breakout board you want to put it to. And then you get all the available signals on the bottom of the Nintendo, such as, of course, the 8-bit data bus. You get all the pins going to the controller ports. You get audio input, audio output, video output, 4 megahertz clock line from the CIC chip, I believe, and a couple other signals that are useful. Anyways, that's about it, and hopefully I'll have a few peripherals made up here in the next few weeks. I've already built a USB keyboard adapter. Let me see if I can find that real quick. There we go. This one never had the connector installed, but it was functional until I removed the PIC 32, of course. I was able to hook a USB keyboard up to it and input data, so that was kind of neat. And that's about it. So we'll see what happens.